Throughout the history of the PBA, only a few reinforcements were able to become a part of a Grand Slam team. There's Cyrus Mann in 1976 and Billy Ray Bates and Larry Demick in 1983. All of them were imports of the fabled CRISPR Redmanizers. Other imports who became a part of this elusive company include Finis Watley of San Miguel Beer in 1989, Sean Chambers of Alaska in 1996, and Marqus Blakely of the old Pure Foods franchise, then carrying San Mig Coffee in 2014. Let's take a look back at how some of these imports relished the opportunity of winning the Grand Slam.
Honest, when I came back early and James Mays had still been playing in the conference, playoffs hadn't even started, but I was there. That was when I had first heard of Grand Slam. So I had flown over and been like ready for the next season, but then they're like, you know about the Grand Slam, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, if we win this, then when you play, if we win that, it's a history type of thing. And those type of things are what you think of when you're young. You know what I mean? I want to break the record for this. I want to, win a championship. I want to hit a buzzer beater. I want to do all these things. And for me, that was my thing, was to be able to win a championship and win multiple times in someplace other than college or the NBA or, overseas. So it's kind of two different beasts when it comes to winning. So it's like more towards, I wouldn't say the end of the road when it comes to the second one, but it's like you finally get to the top of the mountain of like, all right, I'm here, and the gratitude, I guess, you give back towards for being there, and the people that you've met is kind of the situation that I'm in now, because you've played in Korea for 3 years after that, and 2 years in Japan. But you can't simulate a San Mig Grand Slam type of practice or, type of atmosphere in other countries or with a coach. Those are things that are very, memorable when it comes to my career, and understanding that out of almost 10 years playing, this team is the best team that I've played for or been a part of. So
prior to the Grand Slam, how much pressure were weighing on your shoulders because you came there at the time with the team had already won 3 straight titles and on the verge of winning its 3rd straight of the season?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of pressure. The first time, I don't think there was too much pressure. When we had lost the rain or shine in the finals, I don't think there was pressure. But once you win, that's when the pressure starts to come. And I think from being in the finals of the conference before to winning the next one, all Filipino is huge, and to kind of stay on top of that mountain for as long as you can. You remember those moments very vividly, whether it's games or certain instances that happen, between players or between coaches or whatever. It's everybody can now sit back and laugh at the little things, but also enjoy the bigger things of, creating a team like we did. So.
Okay, was 2013 and 2014 the best times of your lives in the PBA?
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure being with Stampede was just a easier being an American and having to play in a different country, I think it was just more adaptable and easier for me to, understand what Coach Tim wanted out of me and understand what my teammates, wanted out of me or thought out of me, or, what I could provide for them, and vice versa. So I think the mesh of how quick we were able to both get on the same page is a testament to how successful we were. So, I keep on preaching. It's not just me, and there's a lot of people involved in our winning, but I mean, I would personally like to thank all of them, even, RC and Nick, from the trainers to, to our Johnny Alvarado, Coach Richards, everybody, Coach Jeff. There's everyone that had their play in what went on, not just players. So I think that's one thing I want to really preach to everybody, that I appreciate being that guy when it comes to winning, but at the same time, I'm also very appreciative and want everybody to understand that it's not just me. I mean? There's a lot of, that's why we're that team. That's why there's no I in team. There's everybody had their part in order for us to be successful. So,
okay. You returned in 2015 and 2016, but didn't have much success, just like you had the previous 2 seasons. Was the coaching change a big part of it?
I mean, that's a touchy subject. I think I don't really like to point or blame anybody for decisions, but I just know that when we were playing the offense and tempo and different things that we were running, we were a veteran team, we're a triangle team, we're very cerebral when it comes to scoring or even defense, and at that point we had been getting a lot older, James was not in his peak, Rafi was not as young as Rafi used to be, Joe was getting older, PJ was getting older, everybody was getting older, and including me. We were getting better, but we were getting older, so to kind of, for a running gun system for a team that plays very cerebral was just tough for all of us to pick up at one time, so I struggled for sure with the tempo, and kind of understanding what I wanted or what I needed to do in order to win, to be successful. So.
For imports like Watley, Chambers, and Blakely, being a part of this illustrious Grand Slam etched their mark in PBA history. Join us again next time in another episode of the Grand Slam edition, featuring the coaches here at the Link Podcast, now on Rise Sports Network. On behalf of our director, Alvin Alejo, this is your host, Ray Hoble. So long, everybody.
Wave Beats Music.